I am under the firm belief that Anthem is good. However, there are definitely things that I would really, really like to see change. For instance, flight. When you activate flight and you just start flying through the air, it feels really cool. You feel like an awesome pilot in this mech. The sound effects, everything makes you feel awesome, except for the actual flying part. The actual flying part is really hard to navigate, and at points I had to turn my mouse to 400 DPI with 0% in-game flight, whatever that means. So turning hopefully is harder, and it was still really, really hard to do effective flight maneuvers. So what does this mean for underwater then? Underwater is like near impossible to do. If you're on PC and you go underwater, heaven help you, because no one else will. It is so hard. It's unbelievably hard to control while being underwater. Your camera just goes wherever the hell it wants. There's a lag delay, it's not latency. It's just when you move your mouse, there's a weird time for it to like catch up. I don't know. It's bad. I don't know why they're putting so much emphasis into the flight having to be special or something like that, when you could just, okay, if I turn, my guy turns. But I guess they want it to feel more realistic, so it's not like you can just do a 180 on the go, and it's like, it's a video game. I can suspend my disbelief for a second. It's not the end of the world. So, flight, it makes you feel cool, but ultimately, it is not polished right now. And hopefully it's polished either for the next beta, or not beta, demo, or the release of the game. Combat is actually really, really good in this game. None of the encounters felt like I could just rush in and kill everything. Now, I was playing on hard difficulty, so if this was easy, I probably could just rush in and kill everything. But on hard difficulty, and all of the grandmasters, presumably, it's challenging. You need to be fairly aware of your surroundings. You need to be competent. You can't just go in and try to thirst everything you see. They hit hard. They have a ton of HP. They work in groups. So it's very effective for you and your team to work as a group. It's the combat I found to be most fun. Like I said, all the encounters were pretty difficult. But even though it's difficult, I was in a mission that I was sure we were going to lose. 3 of us were down. There was a bunch of garbage up trying to kill us all. And then there was one player who managed to live and figure out a way to come and revive a person, to revive us. And we were able to actually beat that mission because that one player was very intelligent with their moves. So there is that potential of carrying. So if you're just with a group of idiots, for lack of a better word, you do have the potential to carry. You just have to be smart about it. Each javelin feels completely different and adds a very nice class element to the game that I feel is lacking in other installments of like the looter shooter genre. So if I play Colossus, I feel chunky. I feel heavy, which I think is a good thing. I don't think I should be nimble like the Storm or the Ranger or anything like that. I should feel weighted down, but I should also feel very strong. And you do get a sense of that. When you pull your shield out, you're able to take a lot of damage. So all of the different javelins feel very different, and I think that's a great thing. Whether they're balanced or not, that's still up in the air. This is not even the current patch that they're running or whatever for actual development, so I can't even say which one is the best. The Storm felt very good. I wouldn't say necessary, but having a Storm with like ice crowd control felt amazing. It felt probably like the best experience in your life. Everything was just frozen. You blow it up, everything dies. Feels awesome. Having an interceptor on your team that was pretty good dancing in and out also felt really good. Having a good Colossus that knew when to tank, when to dip out, all of those kinds of things. Everything felt very useful. But again, this is hard mode. I don't know what Grandmaster rank 3 is going to feel like. And I also don't know how they fine-tuned or balanced any of the javelins for their current build. The main thing I will say is when this game comes out for the demo or for launch, please group up, focus fire. You're going to win. These things have a ton of health. I would bring 2 miniguns and run out of ammo for each of them trying to kill one of the elite mobs. Now, not completely running out of ammo, of course, but I would empty a clip, switch to my other gun, empty that clip. It would still have a ton of HP left. You can kill these things by yourself, but if you just focus fire, you just group up, you work together, it's going to work out in your favor way better than if you try to solo carry every mission. Fort Tarsus. There's a moment in the game where it asks where you want to go back to, and Fort Tarsus is one of the options. So I feel that at some point there's going to be another place that you can return to. I know they mentioned that there's going to be a kind of gathering hall like in Monster Hunter World where you'll have up to 16 people. So I'm guessing that's why that option's there, but who knows? There might be other things or events that go on that we're not aware about, and that'd be really cool to kind of explore. Walking only in the town is absolutely annoying. There's no reason for it. It doesn't even add an element of RP for me. Like, there's nothing to interact with to really give you a sense of role playing. So it's more along the lines of you're just slowing me down from getting to what I need to do. Story elements were pretty colorful and humorous. The character interactions were something that I don't care for because I'm not really big into story. But the characters did seem like they had personality. They seemed interesting. Aside from when they bugged out and like fell through the floor or something like that, they were pretty well done. And the other thing I would probably say is quest screens are not confusing now, but at a first glance they don't make a whole lot of sense. So I don't know if there's a way to dumb it down and make it easier. Maybe their tutorial kind of goes over it, but as far as I'm concerned, the quest hub was unnecessarily complicated in my opinion. But it's not that you can't figure it out. It's just it probably needs a little bit of more fine-tuning or more explanation as to what's going on. Loading screens in this game are rampant. There's a loading screen for everything. You walk into a room, there's a loading screen. You walk into your javelin, there's a loading screen. You're in a mission, there's a loading screen. You're in a mission going to the mission, there's a loading screen. You're in the mission going to the mission, now you're going into the dungeon of the mission, there's a loading screen. I don't know why there's so many loading screens. They're pretty long loading screens too. Now, granted, the world is huge, or at least it feels huge. I didn't really get a chance to free roam and explore a ton, but by golly gosh, the loading screens are everywhere. I would really love for there to be at least 3 fewer loading screens, because it's really annoying to just be in the middle of something and then loading screen. Doing something, loading screen. We want to continue the quest, loading screen. So I think if it's possible, I would love to see fewer loading screens. Like once I'm loaded into the mission, my expectation is I now just get to play the game. So hopefully they can do something about that. Now here's all of the negatives or the concerns that I have for this game. They didn't fix the demo. Now, they claim that they fixed parts of the demo, things that were happening. They claim that they fixed it. The demo is an older build of the game, about a month old. So I don't know what they fixed, if they actually fixed it, but even 3 days into the demo, I was still getting stuck on loading screens. My game was still crashing. They didn't fix it. It still had problems for 3 days. Now, obviously, this isn't the final product, but if they're not going to take the time to fix the first impression that you have to the game, it makes me a little worried. How are they going to handle the game at launch? How are they going to handle the game 3 months from now? So, I don't know. It doesn't really instill a lot of faith in the developers. Regardless of what happens next, they've already lost a lot of people that might have bought the game just from this demo alone. Just from looking, oh, this game is riddled with bugs. I'd had people in my stream saying, why are you playing this game? It's so buggy. Like, you're just dropping. We're seeing your computer screen home base more than the game itself. Why are you still playing this? So if the next demo is still bugged out, I don't know that the game is going to have a good launch at all. I don't even know if it'll have 50% of the people that may have bought the game had they not seen how riddled with bugs and problems this demo and the next demo have. So hopefully they can fix it, but we'll see. Number 2, this is published by EA. Everyone hates EA. There's already people that aren't going to try the game or buy the game because it's published by EA. So what does this mean? It means that there's going to be microtransactions. Now, Anthem, BioWare publisher or developers have said they're not going to have pay-to-win mechanics. They're not going to have loot boxes. Everything should be unlockable by playing the game. This is great. However, it's EA. They are going to have really expensive cosmetics. And it's going to be upsetting because there's going to be a lot of people that just dump money into this cash shop for a $20 skin. I know they're going to have it. It's not even a question of debate. They're going to charge you as much as they possibly can, which is ridiculous because this is a $60 game. So for you to buy a $20 skin on top of that, you just spent $80 on this game. $100, $200 just by buying skins. I feel if EA was smart, because they're already on the decline anyway, they would use this title as a way to kind of build up their image again, but only time will tell if they actually choose to do that. Now, will Anthem save or bring back any good faith to EA or BioWare? As far as EA is concerned, no. They've shot themselves in the foot too many times for anyone to look at EA seriously and even consider liking them as a publisher. Now, as far as BioWare is concerned, this game has a lot of potential. Think about new javelins being introduced, right? New mechanics, new bosses, new maps. Like, we have this forest setting. What if we had an ice setting? What if we had a desert setting? Like, there's so much potential for the game, but it's up to BioWare to deliver on that potential. Even if the expansions came out, $20 expansions or whatever, it's still reasonable and it's still something you do. Now, I hope that they take the Monster Hunter World approach to it and all of the content is just kind of free. But even if they do some kind of happy middle ground for cheap expansions, as long as the expansions are quality and add a ton to the game in the way of, like, say, Warcraft did, it has a life. It has a shelf life. It's going to be good. Okay. Final thoughts, because we're coming up on 15 minutes here. Is the game good? Yes, the game is good. It's fun. There's so much room for expansion, and I hope that they don't shoot themselves in the foot, is basically what kind of goes through my mind. Is this game could be awesome. It could have a vast player base, a good community, if BioWare doesn't get screwed by EA, is really all it comes down to. So I'm hopeful that the game is going to live up to at least, say, 40% of the hype, which is really low and a sad number, but we've got another demo coming out. I'm going to review that demo. Hopefully it's a different demo, or at least this demo with everything fixed. So I'll give you my thoughts on that, and then once launch happens, we'll know exactly what's in store for us. So hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe, click the notification, leave it a like, comment down below, all of the cool things that the cool kids are doing these days. So that would help me out greatly. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.